Hello friends, in this presentation I'm going to show you how we will make use of queue in C language. The implementation of queue will be taking place with the help of an array. So let's start with the program. As you can see in line number 5, I have made use of has defined constant whereby my array size is of 5. You are free to increment the value of the max whereby the size of the array would be larger. I've got three function prototype over here: insert, display and delete. I have made use of a global array declaration so that this array can be available in all the three functions. Over here you will find a couple of variables by the name called rear and front. These variable names can be anything as of your choice, but as per convention I'm making use of the following terms. By default they are all as -1. Why? Even if you remember, in case of top in stack we also initialize it with -1, the same what we are doing over here. The reason is pretty same. Before we insert record inside the array, we will always increment the following variables. So we will increment -1 with +1, that would make it 0. So at the 0th position they will be incremented and then the insertion will be taking place. So this is a very important point, one should keep it in mind. We will not insert followed by incrementation, rather it's the other way around. First we will increment and this incrementation will actually evaluate whether there is a sufficient space available or not. If it is available, then only the insertion will be taking place. So in case of stack or in case of queue, it is always incremented first followed by initialization. Okay, so let's come to the main function. Over here I have a variable called choice, and as you can see, and in my previous program also I made use of infinite while loop, and the following menus will be displayed. So why don't I execute the program so that it would be easy for you to understand. And here it is. So the control has entered the main function and it has displayed the following statement. It is waiting for my choice. Let's imagine if I want to go for delete first. Okay, I know that I didn't insert any record over here, but just for evaluation I'm just going for delete option. In that case, what will happen? In that case, the case is going to be 2 and the del function is going to be called and the control will come to the del function right over here. So let's go and check it out what it is right now. As you saw that at the very beginning, rear and front both were having a value of -1. So in that case, the condition is found to be true. Front is equals to -1, or rear is if the front is greater than rear. Okay, you might be wondering what is the meaning of this. For the time being, just skip the meaning of this. Very soon you will understand, but at least come to this point. Front is right now -1 and this is a logical operator or is there, so that means any one of the condition, if it is found to be true, it will be true. So the following statement queue underflow is going to be displayed and it is right now over here. So the else part is not been executed. Now what if I go for the choice of 3? I know that there is no record to be inserted. In that case, again the same thing will happen. Front is equals to -1 and the if condition is found to be true, so the output is going to be q is empty. Isn't that nice enough? Okay, so again it is back with the main function. So let me go with the insert function this time. So I will press 1 and in that case the insert function is called and the control will come right over here. So in that case, what it is over here, let me go and check it out. It is saying that there is a variable over here by the name called add_item. That's nice. Rear equals to max -1. How come rear is max -1? Rear is right now -1. It's not max -1. So this if condition is not to be true. But front is equals to -1. This is true and this is where initially the queue will be empty. So when the queue is going to be empty, front equals to -1 is found to be true. And in that case, we will initialize front with 0. So that means front is pointing to the first array index at the queue we have implemented over here, the array. So it is pointing to the very first index, that is 0. And in that case, this particular statement input the element for adding in the queue should appear, and here it is. Isn't that nice enough? Okay, the cursor is blinking. So if I give the value 11, in that case, and if I hit the enter, the 11 will come and get to this particular variable called add item, add underscore item. And then we are going to increment the value of rear. So right now rear is -1. Okay, let me show you. Rear is -1. So -1 plus 1 is going to be 0. So rear is going to be 0. So that means the value of rear is 0. So this is my array. So the q underscore arr is the array. At the 0th index, please add this particular number which is right now stored in this variable. Okay. So after the end of first insertion, don't you think both rear and front are pointing to the exact 0th location? Yes, you were right, because front was -1 initially, it became to 0, and rear was also incremented and became to 0. So that means both front and rear are right now pointing exactly at the 0th position. Okay, and after I hit the enter, the following thing will happen, and again the main function will be called, and I will be able to see the following menu. So let me just go and check it out. Yeah, it's back to the main menu, and over here the insert function is right over here. So I can go for number 1 once again. Well, in that case, what will happen? Let's come back over here. The rear is equals to 0, but it is not max -1. So this if condition is not going to be true, it will come to the else part. In that case, front is no longer -1 because last time it was, and front is right now 0. So that means this if condition is not going to be true. Wow, bingo. So this if condition is not going to be true, and so the front will be still waiting at the 0th position. Hey, what about the rear? Let's go and check it out. It is going to ask me input the element to be added, and here it is. So if I go for 22, that means this 22 will be added in the variable add, and the rear was initially 0. 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. The value of rear is now 1. At the 1 position, the new record is going to be added. Okay, and then the menu is going to be called back, and again the menu is called back. So that means after the end of the first iteration, what we have seen, we saw that both front and rear were at the 0th position. But after the end of the second iteration, we saw that front is waiting at the 0th position, whereas rear moved one step ahead. So that means if again I go for another insertion, front will be still in the 0th position and the rear will move to the next position. In this way, we can add 5 elements. So let me do it very quick. So here is my first element. I mean, this is the third element. Done. Then one more time. Fourth element. Done. Last time. The moment I will hit the enter, it's done. Now if I go and press the insert once again, in that case rear is right now max -1. So that means Q overflow will be the message, and here it is. That means the rear is standing at the extreme last position. Okay, so now further insertion is no longer possible. In this scenario, what we can do, we can just go and display the result. So if I go for display, so that means the display function is right over here. So let's go and check it out what the display function is saying. Is front is -1? No, by the first insertion the front became to 0th position. So the if condition is not going to be true. Else part will come and it will say the front, which is having the value 0, will be handed over to I, and rear, which is the last position. So until it goes to the last position, one after the other, it will show me all the values. So let's go and check it out. Wow, all the 5 values are shown subsequently. Just keep it in mind, this display function didn't actually change the value of front and rear. The front is still at the 0th position and the rear is still at the max -1 position. They have just assigned the value to the variable I. So it is the I which kept on hopping from one block to another. So the front and rear stood where they were initially. Okay, very good. So now let's come to the delete part over here. So what we are going to see in the delete. In the delete, front is no longer in -1, nor front is greater than rear. So the underflow concept is not going to happen. In that case, the front is in the 0th position. It will delete and then the front is going to be incremented. Okay, that means at the time of insertion, it will be the rear that keeps on moving until it comes to max -1. And at the time of deletion, it will be the front that will keep on moving from 0th block to the next block, that is the 1th block. So let's go and check it out. We will go for the delete option number 2. In that case, the 11th value is deleted. So if I go for display part, the front is now at the 1 position. So in that case, it will not show me 11. Rest of the other value will be shown. So in this way, if I go for delete once more time, 22 is deleted, one more time, 32 is deleted, one more time, 44 is deleted, one more time, 55 is deleted. So after deleting 55, front is more than the rear. In that case, if I go for another deletion, this condition is going to be true. Front is more than the rear, and in that case, Q underflow will be shown. Okay, so that's how all the operation of insertion, deletion, display has been taking place in regard to Q. And in Q, we saw there are two markers. One is front, the other one is rear. When we will assign value, when we push value, it will be the rear that will keep on moving. When we will pop the value, it will be the front that will keep on moving. I hope this particular video will make you understand the concept of Q implementing array, and the previous program which we have also done, stack implementing array. These two programs are very similar to one another, and they are very important for your upcoming exams or interview purpose. In the next video presentation, I will go for linked list, one of the very hot topic in data structure. So I will request you guys, please keep watching my video. Until then, have a nice time.